Greetings to Peace and Paradise, family. We definitely want to have a conversation as to the ways in which to best utilize this awesome vehicle with wellness, wealth, and freedom. So, Neil, can you give us a little insight into the best ways to focus in on when a person joins? What is the most important thing to do day 1 through 7?
Oh, great. All right. Well, there's a couple of things. Number one, when a person joins, obviously they're going to get their products. They want to become a product of the product and start using the products. But I said that product a lot. Anyway, but really the first thing they want to do is they want to be on the phone with their upline, the person who sponsored them, start putting together a plan because the most important thing you can do in the beginning is the most will set what's going to happen for you in the future. The sooner that you set your base of 3 people into the business, the sooner you're going to begin to grow. And in order to do that, the company has given you bonuses that are timed at 30 and 60 days so that you have a reason to take a fast start. That reason to take a fast start will do a couple of things. Number one, it'll pay you back every penny that you put into the business and then some. You'll make a profit on it almost immediately. If you do it right, if you put it on a credit card, you will get your money back way before that credit card is due. Number two is by building the 3 legs beginning from day one, you have now built a duplicatable way of doing the business. Because once you bring in your 3 people, while you're not going to stop talking to other people because you love the business and you want other people in, the next step is to get those 3 people on 3 ways, which you should have done in order to get them in, with your upline to start training them so they bring in 3 people. So think about that leverage that you create by bringing in those first 3 people. It's a little bit like, if you look at it in terms of we love the daily detox and we know it can save people's lives, how many people can we personally talk to in a week? 10, 15, 20, say 20 people. Say you're really aggressive, okay? But say now you have 3 people who are also talking to 20 people. Now you're talking to 80 people a week about something that can help save their lives or make them healthy. When they start bringing in 3 people, there's 27 on the third level. I mean, it just gets crazy in terms of how you can grow your business by leveraging yourself and doing good for people. Doing good for people is getting them involved in the product and helping them make money. Look, the number one cause of stress in a body in this country is finances.
Definitely.
There's no
Def-
doubt about it in my mind and anybody else's mind who looks at it. So people who say, "Oh, the money, it shouldn't be about the money." Yeah, it is about the money because that's going to relate to your health.
Right.
yeah.
It's definitely going to relate to your health. So you're helping people by giving them products that are going to help them, and you're also helping people by giving them cash, which is going to reduce stress, make for a better life, and again, help more people. Because once you have enough cash, you can start helping more people. That's just the way it works.
And and
Hope
and
that-
Neil, you have thousands, correct?
I
You
have a
have
couple thousand people, yeah. Yeah.
And
And,
so then
and
we
that's a
can
little over, and that's in a year.
right. And so
wow.
that's huge to be able to create a movement that's really focusing in on wellness, wealth, and freedom. Because a lot of times a person may have one, but very few people have each of those things. So to be healthy, wealthy, wise, to have wellness, wealth, and freedom, that's so huge. So in terms of looking at the various packs, when a person signs up at the 9.99 level, am I correct in saying that that individual person gets 775 a point, and that the person who sponsored them gets how many points is it for the
350.
9.99?
350
Right, and
points.
that's
Yeah.
huge.
Yeah.
That's huge because it's only 1,500 points to make it to director.
If you come in at 1,000 and you duplicate that with 3 people, okay, number one, if you do it all, let's talk best case scenario because it's always easy to talk best case scenario. So if you came in today and tomorrow you brought in 3 more people at 1,000, okay, so you now have 775 plus 1050, you're at 1,800 points. You will have earned the following: on the 3 people, you will have owned $1,500 because you would have double cabs on 3 people at 1,000. So that's 500 each. That's $1,500. You will get $100 manager bonus will be gotten, and a $300 director bonus. So that's 400 plus the 250 for becoming a director. That's 650. You will have made $2,150 on your $1,000 in one day, say on a best case scenario.
And what's awesome with that is that literally everything we do by Sunday night, we're getting paid on that Friday. Friday checks end up getting direct deposited. So by that following Monday, I know in the case with our bank, we're seeing our check.
Yeah.
And that's huge.
So you'll get the $1,500 the following week and the $650 on the 10th of the following month.
That's awesome. That's
Yeah.
awesome. And so now my husband I know in the past has not been really all that inspired by things like this. Why now do you think you've become so motivated and so much more inspired?
Just do the math. It's really simple. And I have not found anything this simple until we came across this opportunity. This is phenomenal. It's fun. I have a great time doing it. I love talking to people about it. They can see the difference in myself. I see the difference in my wife and my child. It's awesome.
And so now speaking of baby, so we have had him now on the Daily Detox Plus and Restore. And I'm chuckling because, at first, like most mamas, right? I was real cautious, real careful. I knew that, babies could do it. But I laughed because I had to supplement my breast milk with formula. We pay to get a formula all the way from Germany. But it dawned on me that the formula comes in an aluminum type bag. So my child, I teach why we don't use aluminum. I teach all of these things. And I'm like, wait a minute. It's an aluminum bag. So I increased his Daily Detox Plus. And then as soon as I did that, that's that day, Neil, that he kept talking and everybody was obviously hearing the difference that he kept talking on and on and on and on.
Well,
Bye.
It has actually been proven that it's been proven that aluminum mercury will affect the mind, the child. Major league effect. Yep.
And so then I was looking up Region X in medical research studies. It's been shown that HGH, which is what the Region X is stimulating, actually helps with breastfeeding. So we have so much more than what we realize. One of our team members has been struggling with sleep. I've had such an amazing experience with dreams. And the big thing is that no one has to listen to like just one person's testimony. There are thousands of testimonies. So no one has to wait to get their own personal testimony. Immediately share this with other people. Those people will be some of your most amazing testimonies. The more we share, as soon as we get this, the more that everybody gets a chance to be a part of this amazing transformational movement.
Listen, the truth of the matter is, we unfortunately or fortunately, we deal with a lot of people with maladies and problems and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
But truthfully, the majority of people don't necessarily have those problems, but yet they will be, their life will be increasingly better by taking these products because they won't have to worry about these sicknesses and illnesses and cancers and viruses and things like that. So, but they can live off of the other people, the thousands of people who it's saved, and understand that it's going to save themselves.
Awesome. In terms of some of the people that you have seen who have transformed, see, I told you, I hear them. The people you have seen who have made major wellness transformations. I know I've heard people with migraines. I know I've heard people with cancer. And of course, we do not diagnose, treat anything. But what we do is help to make way for the good, taking out the bad, putting in the good. What are some of the things that you personally, Neil, have experienced with your knees and things like that since you've been on this amazing?
Well, I mean, I've been on the detox, the version of the detox probably for 15 years, so I'm not getting any specific relief on that today, so to speak. I think I've had continued relief.
Well, you do every day. Yeah, every day you put more crap in, you're getting it.
Yeah, I know. I'm saying I'm pretty religious on taking it. I take it 4 times a day all the time because I understand that it only lasts 4 to 6 hours in your body, and I'm at my age, I don't want to get sick, so I am just taking it to make sure that there's something working in my body all the time. But that's a personal decision. That's not a necessary decision. Okay. But what's the other thing is, we have the CBD products, which really are protect and defend products in your body because CBD works on the endocannabinoid system, which is a system that manages pain and inflammations in your bodies.
Mm.
So when you start taking it internally, you start making your whole body better because inflammation is extremely bad, and you guys know that for the body. So there's an actual reduction in the inflammation in the body. I personally have bone on bone in my knees, on both knees. There's nothing left in terms of cartilage and stuff in them after many years of abusing them in sports and lifting and doing all the stuff you do wrong. But because I use this product religiously, I mean like every day I'm putting on the Relieve Cream 3 to 4 times, 3 times at least a day. I take in the CBD tincture. I now have the ability after 2 years of not being able to hardly walk. I mean, I had to move because I couldn't walk up the stairs anymore. Um, I go play tennis for an hour and a half, 2 hours almost every day.
Wow.
And so what
And
I
I
love
could,
is you literally take every product. So you
I,
are a product of the synergy of every product.
I take
So
every single product.
I chuckle
Uh,
because I've listened to you because we get a chance to work a lot via this amazing phone
mm.
and Zoom. And you have said many day, yeah, I just got back in. I'm gonna go back out and play tennis again in a few hours. And I'm sitting there like, I'm 43. I'm not doing all of that. So you make me feel like a slacker. I'm gonna try to use the excuse that I have a 9 month old, but I
Yeah.
have a feeling that's not gonna work either.
Yeah, well, listen, I'm excited to say that I'm going to be turning 69 in February. Don't feel 69. Don't
Wow.
act. I play tennis with 30 and 40-year-old guys and gals, so I feel pretty good about it. And I think it's these products that keep my body this healthy to be able to do this. All the products, whether it be
That's
Regenex, whether
huge.
it be the detox, the restore. I mean, it's a combination of things that really will cleanse, protect, and restore your body. So,
How
and
often are you utilizing your V Plus?
I do it every day.
Once a
My
day?
wife does every single day. I take it in the morning when I get up. Now I take
Awesome.
it for a
Awesome. Now
couple of
my
reasons. Because
husband,
I'm sorry,
Mm.
I was going to say I take it every day for a couple. Number one is I play tennis, so it helps me on my focus there. But I find it, look, when you get older, you start forgetting things, and you get a little bit of a brain fog. I find it just empties that brain fog out of my head.
Wow. Because I know I use the V Plus. It helps me get through my long days. When around 1 o'clock in the morning, 1 o'clock in the afternoon, when I'm actually on the way to the job, is when I start getting that little sleepiness. It carries me all the way through, and I don't get home until 1 o'clock in the morning. So yeah,
Whoa.
definitely V Plus is awesome. I count
And we gotta
numbers,
get
so
we
believe me, it
we
helps
gotta
with
we
everything.
gotta get gotta get your income up. You gotta stop that stuff, man. You don't want to be doing that
Oh
for the
yeah.
rest of your life.
Oh no, sir. No, sir, not at all. And actually, that this is actually better than what I used to do. We could talk about that story another day. But that was you can imagine the workload I used to do. I used to work sometimes 2 and 3 jobs in a week and have 1 day off during the week, and that's just to take care of other things and then right back to the grind again. So believe
my
me,
husband has over
this is
13 years law enforcement.
you can
So
imagine that.
they don't pay well.
Well, they don't pay well, and you got to do a lot of ducking.
Oh,
But I mean, but okay, all kidding aside, I mean, you got to understand. Back in the early '90s, I left the corporate life, which I was making $500,000 a year in those days. I mean, it was a good deal. I mean, that's a lot of money back then because it's worth a lot more now. Okay, but I left that to stay home with my kids and watch my kids grow up and drive them to school and help them, watch them walk and you know, coach their basketball and soccer teams. And yeah, did I give up something? Yeah, I gave up, a great income. Did I really give up anything? No, because I had a life, you know.
You saying that is huge for me as a wife with the 9 month old because I have to do bed rest when I'm pregnant. So we literally just this morning were looking at just kind of what we're working towards and trying to forecast when he'll be able to do just what we were just saying, right? Walk away. We have a farm site right here. We want that wellness, wealth, and freedom whereby he can hang out with the baby while I'm in bed the first few months. Because sadly, I sleep when I'm pregnant. I don't know about everybody else, but I sleep.
Basically.
Everybody's different. But you know what? You may find that with all this stuff that you're taking now, you may have a lot more energy in your next pregnancy.
I can tell I
Yeah.
will because I utilized the Relieve Cream on my C-section scar that hurt every day, all day
Hmm.
from the time I had my C-section. And I'm really anti C-section. So the fact that I had to have an emergency C-section was frustrating in and of itself.
She,
But
Right.
she woke me up to tell me how ugly she was feeling.
yeah, because it wasn't hurting. So it hadn't been hurting all day. And it's like, wait a minute, this hurts all day, every day. And the relief, and I was also taking the CBD oil internally. I now am a product of the product with the whole line, whereas initially I was just Daily Detox Plus and Restore. I don't know if you remember, Neil, but I was like, I don't want to hear about nothing but Daily Detox Plus and Restore. And then I opened up to B Plus, and now I love
Yeah.
every product. They are
Well,
helping my system internally, synergistically to
Yeah.
really, really do amazing things. And it's literally my husband, myself, and I don't know if you all hear my baby, but my baby too. So it's been huge.
well,
Now,
you
a
know,
lot of people like myself.
if I could add something to what you were just saying because it's important.
Mhm,
I believe
absolutely.
that I believe that the combination of the detox and the relief cream actually will help reduce your scar. Okay, I don't know if it
Awesome.
but as you know, about a year and a half, in October of 2019, I had to have a serious back operation where they cut about a 5, 6 inch hole, line in my back to work on my spine.
Hmm.
And if you look at my back now, you could barely see that scar.
Uh,
That's
Oh,
huge.
I
Yeah.
need that for Kalila.
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah.
So
No, I'm serious because my doctor, even
had
when
a
he,
daughter who had a
what,
scoliosis surgery,
oh,
and that's important for young ladies. Young ladies do not like scars.
Okay.
yeah, yeah, no, my doctor, my regular doctor, when he did my annual checkup this past fall, was like, holy mackerel, where is your scar? It's like almost gone.
And so
Mm.
now that opens up to me, and I love that you know a lot about things having been in the pharmacy world because I keloid. So has there been any? I know actually there has been because Robin West's sister, right? She had a keloid experience.
Yes, she
So,
did. Yes, she did. Her scar tissue dramatically reduced.
and she was using what products?
She was using the daily detox and the CBD.
Awesome.
Mm.
Awesome. So I'm on each of those. So it's pretty
Yeah,
cool to
I
know
mean,
that I'm.
understand whatever you're using, whatever you have to use, and there are some instances in people's lives where they got to be on pharmaceuticals. Oh, look at that cutie. Taking the daily detox will always improve the ability for whatever you're taking to work in your body, whether it be CBD or whether it be antibiotics.
Mm.
And so talk to me about Dream because I've had an amazing experience with Dream, and I teach regularly that melatonin is not something people should really just take because as you keep taking these kinds of things that your body's supposed to produce, it signals to the body the same way like insulin that your body doesn't need to be producing it. However, I happen to love the way this is formulated. And I fully endorse this particular one because of how it's formulated. Give me a little insight from your perspective on the dream because I literally took it. I stayed up all night just to see how it was. And I don't always, Sister Grace can tell you, I'm always fussing at everybody when they don't go to bed early because sleep is important. Anytime you have less than 6 hours of sleep, your immune system crashes by 60%. Cancer cells start proliferating on high. It's just not something we want, especially in the middle of a pandemic. So I took
Okay,
it, stayed up all night, took it, and 2.5 hours, I was feeling like I had slept 8 hours. I've never had that experience. For me,
huh.
if I stay up all night, I have a migraine and I'm out of pocket.
Well, again, everybody is different. I had never taken melatonin either, but I also have. It's a family thing. Myself, my sister, my brother, my daughter, we all have sleeping problems. I would go to sleep, and I would wake up 3 hours later and be up for 2 hours reading, and maybe fall back to sleep. But it was pretty. according to my watch, I have one of those watches that Fitbit that measures you. I was getting an average of about 5 hours and 15 minutes of sleep out of 8 hours being in bed.
Mm.
Now I take the Dream before I go to bed, and I'm up to almost 7.5 hours of actual sleep a night out of the 8 hours. I'm at about 90%. And the other thing I want to add about sleeping, and people don't realize this, I don't know why, it's something to do with our internal clocks. The hours that you sleep before midnight are as important as all the other hours you put together after midnight. So if you go
Thank
to sleep
you.
at midnight, you're not going to get the same REM sleep and the same sleeps as if you go to sleep at 10 or 10:30.
So
Okay.
what time are you suggesting, the Neil?
I get into bed at 10 o'clock, read for a while, and go to sleep. I mean,
Uh,
it's not because I'm old, because I'm tired. I make myself tired. And truthfully, after I take the Dream, 10 minutes after I take the Dream, my eyes are fluttering, man. I'm ready.
we have a very similar experience of really stressing like the importance of getting up early and functioning. And I think high functioning people need quality sleep.
Yeah.
You're gonna need that to function in the day. You
Yeah, I'm up
definitely
at
need that.
5:30, 6 o'clock every morning, no matter whether it's Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, or Sunday. It doesn't matter. I'll get up at 5:30. Now, days I don't need to get up, I may lay around in bed for an extra hour, but by 6:37, I'm like, get me out of this bed.
Yeah, yeah, because that's because the bed will trap you up in there. You're not
Yeah,
careful.
yeah.
Yes, it will. Yes, it will.
Now, for a lot of people in our circle, Neil, we have a lot of people with lupus and different autoimmune conditions. Can you speak to what you've seen with different autoimmune stuff and how people have fared with those conditions
Well,
utilizing
I mean,
these?
the detox, and Rick has talked about this a lot. The detox works extremely well on autoimmune system problems. Because it makes the immune system so much stronger by getting rid of these heavy metals and toxins and stuff like that. There's more to it, and I mean, I can get you more information of it because there's just so much information I can keep in my little brain. But I do know that anybody who's had problems and taking the detox has found dramatic results, especially in terms of strength and ability to stay awake, and because a lot of the autoimmune systems affect your energy levels, and it just
Yes.
gives you it gives you a lot more energy levels. They grow dramatically.
That's
Mm.
been my experience as well. That's been my experience for sure. So, in terms of those people who may have a chronic condition, but they also are looking for financial wealth, right? Because a lot of people will tell me, "Oh, I'd love it, but I don't know how I'm gonna be able to keep up with it because my money is funny." What would your suggestion to them be? And we also have found the Klarna app to be successful for some people who are financially challenged. So I appreciate you for sharing
Okay.
that with us.
Oh, good. I'm glad that worked. What I would suggest to them is to do what we're talking about. Listen, just share it with people. I mean, if it's working, if you love the product, just share it and share the opportunity with people, and then use us to help them understand why they want to get involved in our business. You don't have to be,
Right.
Yeah.
if you're a product user and you love the product, but you want to make enough money to pay for your product, that's not hard. Go find a few people for us to talk to, and we'll help you do it. Because
Right.
getting to $250 a month in income, which will more than pay for your products, is not that hard.
You
What
will.
was the income you said one more time? I want to make sure I hear you clearly.
$250 a month to pay for if that's all you want to do is pay for your products, $250 a month will pay for it. You want to make, and
That's
truthfully,
super simple.
what ends up happening once you create the base to do $250 a month, and you just keep talking about it, he's in. That baby's saying, yes, I got
He is
it.
completely in agreement. Completely.
But I mean, once you get that base for 250, if you keep sharing it and these other people start loving it, you're going to go to the 750 a month. You're going to go to the 1700 a month. It's going to
It's
naturally
going to
grow.
duplicate itself.
It'll duplicate itself, and it could be 3 months for that to happen. Okay, but you know what? The average person in this country only makes 30 something $1,000 a year, maybe 40. You get to Ruby in our business, which is not a crazy number. Okay, that's $4,000 a month tax-free, basically, because you can write off on
And
most
now
of it.
tell me, what do you have to do to get to Ruby for those who are looking at this video? Because
gotta
you,
get-
for me, are like the whiz of the business compensation plan and maximizing its effectiveness to serve the people.
Basically, you want to get 3 people involved in the business and help them become Sapphire. You become a Ruby. That's it.
Okay.
I mean,
And what does Sapphire
and to
require?
become a Sapphire, you want to get a couple of people. All you need is a couple of people becoming executive. And to become an executive, you need about 6 people becoming managers. I mean, it just all works up from managers up, and it just keeps adding
I love
in
it.
as you do it. You know, but
Love
it's
it.
always about. Here's a beauty of it to me. And then we're gonna have to go soon, unfortunately, because I do have to go play tennis. But people are expecting me in a little bit. But anyway, the beauty of this is that we only get paid by helping other people get paid. If they don't get paid, we don't get paid because there's not enough volume in it for anybody to get paid. So you talk about kingdom principles. Helping people helps yourself, right? I mean, I've always you. By the way, oh, there you go. By the way, I mean, I really believe that at this point in my life, I get more joy out of helping somebody than getting stuff.
Likewise. Likewise. I think
I really do.
I think it's huge. Sister Grace, you are definitely what I consider a prime example of what a servant transformative leader is. What are some of the takeaways that you have? What are some of the thoughts? What if any questions do you have? I thought she was unmuted. I could be
I
wrong.
am unmuted.
Okay.
I was thinking about your question. Well, I certainly learned a lot more, as you said, how to go about sharing this. I know when I started, I just heard things and I was like, I wanted a product to use, and I wasn't thinking so much of the business. So I let some time slip by. So I know I now have to pick up my momentum.
And the thing is that we have a gift, right? It's a gift that we can share. And so when we approach it as a gift, then, it's really amazing.
I had a good friend of mine who's very successful in the business, extremely successful, who said to me a long time ago, he says, your excitement is what's important in this business. He says, because most people won't remember what you say, but they'll remember the way you made them feel when you finish talking to them. So if you convey the excitement, it almost, I'm not saying it doesn't matter, but it almost doesn't matter what you said, because all they're going to remember is this, boy, this must be really exciting. Look how crazy this person is. I mean, it's just amazing. So be enthusiastic, say what you believe, because that's the only way it's going to be real. And if you say it in such a way that people get it, they're gonna remember it. They're gonna remember it.
Sounds good.
And with that, I hope everybody has a wonderful day. And I'm sure I will talk to you guys later on today, because we do talk a lot every day.
Yes.
Indeed, we do.
Thank you very much for your time. I really appreciate it.
Thank you, family.